You're listening to the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast.
Why should you hire a professional DJ? What value does a professional DJ bring to your wedding reception? Why shouldn't you hire a friend of a friend? Why shouldn't you just hire the cheapest DJ? What makes the difference?
After listening to this edition of the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast, you're going to know and understand the answer to these questions. By the time this edition is over, you'll have heard from a professional DJ, and you'll know why hiring a professional DJ will result in less stress and more fun.
Today's modern couple, you don't have to do anything your cousin, your uncle, your aunt did in the past. Make it your way, not just in the DJ end of it, but in all aspects of a wedding. You want to hire true professionals, because those people are going to take the stress away from you and make it a much easier process.
Making sure that they have a certificate of liability insurance, and that should be provided for you before you hire them.
If they don't have that insurance, guess who has the problem now?
Yep.
Look, you only get one shot at this.
Yeah.
And if you mess up that one shot, sorry, there's no going back. There's no rewind button. There's no hit delete and start over again.
This is Sal and Sam with the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast. It's a podcast for engaged couples who are stressed out about wedding planning and family expectations, but want a successful wedding day.
With over 80 years of combined wedding experience and insider information, this is Stress-Free Wedding Planning with your hosts, Sal and Sam. A new podcast for engaged couples who are stressed about wedding planning and family expectations, but want to have a fun wedding. Listen now for revealing wedding insider secrets, tips, and strategy or lesson that you'll be able to implement for a stress-free wedding. Information that you just can't miss and may just change your life. Take the journey with us from worry and concern to a stress-free and unforgettable wedding day. The Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam.
You know, Sal, one of the reasons for doing this was a long time ago, I saw a bride crying at her wedding reception. It wasn't because she was happy. It was because family expectations and those special events that she didn't want to do. She just wanted to have a party. I realized at that moment that I was going to dedicate the rest of my life to make sure that each couple had their wedding customized the way that they wanted it. So I found that with my talents in broadcasting and nightclubs, I could kind of personalize weddings for my couples without these special events or special traditions that the families wanted. Now, I had some ups and downs and some disappointments until finally I created this planning checklist that you would be able to go through step by step of what you wanted. And this has helped thousands and thousands of engaged couples plan and have stress-free wedding receptions. Now I'm known as the DJ that carefully plans and consults and reviews and has that elegant presentation at weddings.
You know, Sam, when I came into the business, like many DJs, we started doing parties and school events. And then I got to go to family weddings, and I was realizing that the entertainment didn't really know the wedding protocol. Things seemed very choppy, and it didn't really make sense. When I was asked to do my first wedding, I fell in love with this because I got to see the guests' reactions and see those happy faces on what I was doing. From that point, I knew weddings would be my priority. So I created a system to help couples plan their wedding. Unfortunately, I struggled with the balancing of work and family life and came to a point of closing my own business. But I never gave up. After a short period of time, my good friend Bert Fonseca of After Hours Entertainment asked me to join his company. Now, the extensive wedding planner I created back then was being used exclusively for our couples. It was such a success that we were recognized by the Knot and presented the Best of Wedding Award, and I successfully helped thousands of couples have memorable weddings.
And that's why, together with our extensive experience and wedding planning insider secrets, we're going to take you from an anxious couple to a stress-free, fun wedding reception that your friends and family will remember for years to come.
We'll take you from the worries and concerns of planning your wedding and take you to a stress-free and fun wedding day.
We'll reveal wedding insider secrets for a stress-free wedding, plus have engaging interviews with expert wedding professionals, all in 30 minutes or less.
We'll do that next.
You're listening to the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast.
So, Sal, why is it important to have somebody that knows wedding protocol, and why shouldn't you just hire somebody that can bring a record player and 3 or 4 records? That's if people even know what records are anymore.
It's very important to go with a professional disc jockey for a variety of different reasons. One is they know the protocol of a wedding. They know how to put it in the proper order for you. Not everything has to be exactly the same to each wedding. You have a choice of where that first dance happens. It doesn't have to be immediately when you're introduced.
True.
Parent dances don't have to always be after the cake. Having someone who could talk you through that and really make the game plan that you want for your wedding and guide you through it is the best way to go, because they are going to communicate that with the other professionals so everyone is on the same page together. Mm-hmm. When you have someone who doesn't know what they're doing, they're showing up and asking everyone else, so what am I doing next? I get just to play dance music now, right? They just don't know what to do. For instance, I was at a facility. They had problems with the power going out because of a weather issue at the time. And they said, you're going to be okay if the power flips out. I said, no worries. My equipment can handle this type of thing. And it happened. Middle of the best man speech. Power flicked off, came back on. They said it would be like a 3-second delay. Well, the 3-second delay came on. My best man thought there'd be nothing there. He started talking to Mike, and it was there. He was surprised by it. He's like, wow. Now, the other side, the other room, was playing this big thumping music. And when the power went off, we didn't hear from them for another 15 minutes. The difference between having a professional DJ and having someone who doesn't normally do this.
So true. Having the right equipment.
Now, having someone take control and making sure everybody's where they need to be, when they need to be. Let me give you a, for instance, like say the father-daughter dance. I like to communicate with dad saying, look, in 10 minutes, we're going to have your dance with your daughter.
Yes.
So please stay in this location so I see you. And then letting the photographer know. And then making sure the bride is aware. And not introducing it unless you see all the players in your sight. Because if they're not, you don't want to make that announcement. The photographer's not there. They're not recording the event with pictures. If dad's not there and he went out for a smoke or to the bathroom, you're introducing a bride to an empty dance floor.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't understand that type of stuff. You need someone who can walk you through things. And if things need to change, they're able to do that on a dime.
Yep.
There's a lot of people who sometimes have a script and don't understand how to make changes. I got to go off the script. What do I do?
Yep.
You need someone who knows what they're doing. And the best way is looking at reviews, finding out what other couples are saying about this person, asking your friends, who did you use for a DJ? Were you happy with them? And try to get advice from them, too, on what was good and what was bad.
Isn't that what you do with your company? Most of your business is referral business.
A lot of it is referral, absolutely. So our customers talk us up quite a bit. Even some of our facilities really do a good job of talking us up because they've seen us and feel comfortable with us, absolutely.
So as a tip to couples that are looking for a DJ, ask the facility. Definitely. They see all of the DJs all of the time. Now, they're not going to tell you who the bad ones are, but they certainly will have a list of who the good ones are for you to investigate.
The bad names never come up in the subject.
Exactly. Any other tips? Maybe something that you do with your company?
So something I like to do is I don't want a customer going with too much of an amount of time between when we first meet to the actual event to kind of wander off path. And what I mean by that is I want to make sure every couple knows what they should be planning for so the stress is not there. Mm-hmm. So literally in my first meeting with a couple, before they even hired me, I actually talk them through the wedding from step one to the very last song. Mm-hmm. Now I know what my expectations. I can actually envision my wedding. I've made brides cry because they envisioned their wedding. And by doing that, you'll get them through the planning process properly. They won't go into those mistakes that so many people make because they know information ahead of time.
Yeah, and that's something that I do with my clients, too, is that we walk them step by step through the wedding planner online so that they can see some things that they may have no idea about. But, hey, it's on the planner, so 7 months, 8 months down the road when you're 3 weeks before your wedding, a month before your wedding, you'll be able to say, oh, that's what that is. Maybe I will do that. Or, no, definitely I don't want to
not for me.
Do that.
Yeah, so what the things we're seeing more and more often now that have changed is, the introductions, how it's done, who is actually being introduced into the room. First dances have changed to a bit where usually, we add the wedding party into it or we add the guest to it. No, I don't want to add anybody. I want to be by myself and I only want a minute and a half.
Right.
That's what you want. That's what you'll get. Mm-hmm. Cake cutting absolutely has been going away in the last few years.
Nobody wants to do it.
Nobody wants to do it anymore. They don't even know the reason for it. Mm-hmm. So it's like, why have it? Mm-hmm. That's what you want.
Yep.
Or don't want, should I say.
Yep.
Don't do it.
Right. And that's the reason why you get a professional DJ who's an MC who can talk you through these things and also play the right music. And that's something that we're going to talk about right after this.
The Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam.
Wedding Tip Wednesday is brought to you by Emerge Cosmetics. Are you ready to emerge? A new line of luxurious lipsticks and lip glosses created with the intention of empowerment and coming into who you truly are. Strong, beautiful, and confident. Use coupon code EBI10 at shopemergecosmetics.com for an instant 10% discount. That's coupon code EBI10 for 10% discount at shopemergecosmetics.com. Emerge as the true you.
Today's Wedding Tip Wednesday is research vendor websites first. That's the big FIRST. When you're looking for your wedding vendors, do your research. Check out the vendors' websites first before sending requests for pricing and especially before setting up an appointment. Look for a frequently asked question page or something similar. Look at videos, pictures, and read previous clients' comments. That's so important. This will save you so much time.
So much time and so much grief, too. You want to stay away from the grief part of it and the stress. We keep talking about, we want to make this stress-free.
Yeah.
So if you don't do research and you just hire the first guy you see, there's a lot of things that could go wrong there.
Like what, Sal?
Oh, my goodness. Let's talk about that. So when you don't do research and you just hire anyone, you may just be hiring someone who plays music only. And that could lead to a lot of bad things. One, they don't have their own planner to help you plan the day's events. They don't even help you arrange the day's events because they don't think it's their job. Then the day of the event, you find out they don't even MC the event. They're trying to hand a microphone over to someone else who never does MCing.
The maitre d' is
the maitre d', yes. I can't tell you how many times I hear that story. It is very important to find out what they exactly do for you. You need to know all the ingredients. Are they going to help you plan these steps? When is that father-daughter dance going to happen? When's that cake cutting going to happen? Are they going to announce all the different things that are going to happen throughout your wedding? The DJ leads that.
Absolutely.
So it's very important that you have someone who knows how to lead. I went to a wedding and I got to be a spectator and I watched a DJ who only knew very little information. He knew that the father-daughter dance was going to be I Loved Her First, but he had no idea of where this was going to happen. And I watched him asking the maitre d', when do you think I should do this? Then he'd go up to the bride. Whenever you want me to do this, I'll do this for you. That's not stress-free. You're making me plan at my own wedding. This should have already been planned out. Your DJ ahead of time should know the order in which people are going to be introduced into the room. Can't tell you how many DJs don't take care of that. So it's very important to do your research, do your due diligence, and find out you're getting what you really think you're getting. You need to know, hey, do you have backup equipment? And don't just ask that question because I'm going to tell you, 99.9% of the DJs are going to say, of course I have backup equipment. The next question is the most important question. Where is that equipment the day of my event? Because you'd be surprised how many people say, it's back at my office or it's back at home. So it should really be on the premises because if you can't fix it right away, the party's over.
Yep.
What good has that done you? So backup is always very important, very key. And not just for your DJ, your photographer, make sure they have backup cameras. And it's with them, of course. You'd be surprised what you learn when you ask some questions and do a little research. Also, finding how these people are dressing, too. You want them to dress appropriately for your wedding. I've seen some really horrible dressed professionals. So it's very important to take care of that because you don't want to be with a sad face at your wedding going, what are they wearing? You need to find out from other couples. Don't see reviews.
True.
Talking to the facility. Facility sees a lot of people. They'll tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So.
Yep. And that really is so important with all your other vendors, your facility. You want to make sure that what they promised you is what you're going to get. Your photographer, you want to make sure that they're going to be able to take the right pictures and have the right exposure on those pictures too. Don't just look at the best pictures that they'll put on the website, because that's what everybody's going to do. If you're having video, look at different styles of videos, indoor, outdoor weddings. Make sure you do all your research ahead of time. And although it's no guarantee of perfection, it is the best way to have a stress-free wedding.
Wedding Tip Wednesday is available on the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Facebook group page every Wednesday. Join the group for free.
Emerge Cosmetics. Are you ready to emerge?
I bought this lipstick after my wedding trial with Lauren and instantly fell in love with it. It is smooth and creamy and the color is beautiful.
This is Lauren Simpson from Emerge Cosmetics, a professional makeup artist with over a decade of experience in the beauty industry. That's the reaction we're getting from our new line of carefully curated lip products that wear well and feel comfortable. These are a must-have for your collection. All products are made in the USA, cruelty-free, gluten-free, and most are vegan. Shop emergecosmetics.com for lipsticks and lip glosses that not only feel great, but last for hours in an array of different colors. Free shipping on orders over $100. Use the podcast coupon code EBI10 at shopemergecosmetics.com for an instant 10% discount. That's coupon code EBI10 for 10% discount at shopemergecosmetics.com. Emerge as the true you.
You're not the same as the person next to you. You dress to reflect your personality. You enjoy customizing your drink at the coffee shop. Even your pet's collars match at least 2 pairs of your pants. It's only natural that your wedding would showcase your unique touch. After Hours Events of New England gets this. They like to give their clients full artistic control. If you find yourself lost, their team of event specialists can help. They handle everything from DJs, photo booths, event lighting, photography, videography, even officiants. Give them a visit on the web and call today. Let's get planning. After Hours Events of New England. After Hours Events of NE.com. Don't forget to like and follow on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and be sure to subscribe to their YouTube channel, all at After Hours Events of NE. That's After Hours Events of NE.
Don't know what to do for your first dance? Is your future spouse having trouble picking a song to dance with their parent? Worry no more. I have the answer. Go to afterhoursevents.com/contact guest. That is CONTACTGUEST. And you'll be able to listen to hours of music to help you select the right songs for your upcoming wedding. Again, go to afterhoursevents.com/contact guest.
Do you want access to a stress-free wedding planning process? Then go to our website, allthews.atmosphere-productions.com, and get my free report. 8 questions you must ask a wedding professional before booking them. Get it today. That's allthews.atmosphere-productions.com. Look for the free report and learn to shop like a pro from a pro, and go from concern and worry to stress-free wedding planning.
When your wedding entertainment has to have amazing music, be fun, organized, and professional, your choice has to be Atmosphere Productions. DJs, live musicians, custom lighting, and photo booths. As seen on the TLC TV series 4 Weddings, winner of the Wedding Wire Couples Choice Award and DJ Times DJ of the Month. Experience the difference. www.atmosphere-productions.com. That's www.atmosphere-productions.com.
Now, as you spend the next week or so planning your wedding, if you want me or Sal or our community of stress-free, engaged couples and wedding experts to answer any related questions, join us over in the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Facebook group. Once you're in, go ahead, share your concerns and worries. We'll let you know if you're on the right track or if there's something you need to think about or work on. The link to join us is in the show notes of this show.
Everyone is talking about the DJ Pauly Show on YouShook.com.
Hi, everyone. This is Keith Urban, and you're listening to the number one DJ on the planet, DJ Pauly.
What's going on, everybody? This is Charles,
Hillary,
and Dave,
and we are
Lady Antebellum.
And you're listening to the number one DJ on the internet. It's DJ Pauly, y'all.
Hey, y'all. I'm Kelsey Ballerini, and you're listening to the number one DJ on the internet. It's DJ Pauly, y'all.
The DJ Pauly Show on YouShook.com. We dare to be different. Join us and see for yourselves.
We're talking to my co-host, Sal Fusco, DJ Sal, as we like to call him, and we're talking about your company.
So at After Hours Events of New England, we have a number of different services. One is DJ MC, which is the biggest part of our company. We do many weddings when it comes to music and MCing it and help you planning. We also have photo booths. We have a variety of different styles. So you could have an antique-looking one. You could have an elegant-looking one. You could have an open air, whatever you want. So there's something for everyone. Wedding officiants, and we have different wedding officiants, have different styles. So that's another direction you could take. Photographers. We have a photographer network of some of the top photographers in the state where you get to see all the different styles of work and choose who you like. We also have cinematography. We have Carson, who's an absolute incredible videographer, and will take you step by step on how you can make that dream come true for your wedding, for your viewing pleasure afterwards. Also, we have lighting such as uplighting, monogram lighting off the wall. We could also do where you have an LCD TV at your event, and it has pictures of you from a child all the way up to date, and the same thing for your
that's nice.
for your fiance,
that's
and
nice.
then pictures that come from when you first started dating to the day before you got married.
It's really one and done with your company. If you want an all-encompassing DJ service that's going to take care of all the little aspects of your wedding reception the professional way, then After Hours is the way to go.
I would say so. That's my opinion.
Or you could go with Atmosphere Productions.
I definitely go with Atmosphere Productions, without a doubt.
So let's kind of pick apart that a little bit. We talked about the DJ service before. Speak a little bit about how clients can get a photographer and video, because I know those are two closely related. Why did your company decide to do that?
So we were finding that companies were starting to take on the photography thing. What I mean, there's different shooting styles. There's portrait style, there's photojournalistic style. You only get one style with them, and they couldn't really give you what you wanted. So we have a network of 7 different companies that do different things. So now you get to choose, what do I want? What best fits me? When it comes to a photographer, personality means everything.
Undoubtedly.
Because if you have someone who you just can't deal with even during a meeting, imagine when it's intense at your wedding.
Do not hire them.
Exactly.
Yep.
You need to feel comfortable. When it comes to the video aspect, what we love about Carson, he could do many different things, and you just let him know what you are looking for, and he's going to show you a bunch of different options. A lot of videographers don't get you your video for a very long time.
Yes.
It could be 6 months. It could be a year. In some cases we've seen. I had a couple who went with a videographer and didn't get their video until their 2nd anniversary.
Oh my goodness. Some couples are divorced by then.
Exactly. Exactly. So it was a total waste of video at that point. Carson is very quick. A couple months. He's got you. So he's really good at what he does.
And that's important.
That's awesome.
That's very, very important.
Definitely, without a doubt. And what's nice is he's not intrusive. Video should be more in the background.
Yeah.
Should not be in the
capturing
upfront.
the moment.
Capturing the moment, not getting in the photographer's way. And he understands that completely.
Now, that's a benefit of getting a professional DJ that has a photographer and video on staff, because they're going to work coordinated no matter what, because they're on the same staff.
Exactly. And another benefit, too, is when Carson gets there, he can actually hook into our system. So if we're having a ceremony, he can actually hook up into that system and get what our mics pick up for the officiant, for the couple, if there's a reader. Then in our main system, in the main room, he gets to do the same thing. So now when you have those toasts, speeches, or prayers, it's crystal clear. It just sounds so much better than that off-camera mic.
It is definitely the way to do it. I remember in the late 90s, early 2000s, when Sennheiser microphones were being used by all of the videographers, and us DJs, we bought the same microphone frequency. So when you had a videographer, you just click, turn to their frequency, and you'd have it on their system. Videographers loved it back then, and it was so much easier for us. So you make sure that your video works together and your photographer works together too. It's just a seamless operation.
Yeah, I just want to make sure everything runs smoothly. Yeah. I like to double check everything.
Yeah, you're working for the bride after all.
Exactly. Look, you only get one shot at this.
Yeah.
And if you mess up that one shot, sorry, there's no going back. There's no rewind button. There's no hit delete and start over again. It's just not going to happen.
And that's the value of getting a professional to do all your events, because things like that happen so often So now photo booths. That's the other thing that you do that we have in common. We both do photo booths. Mm-hmm. And your photo booths are nothing special, right?
Not at all. So with us, we always wanted to be different from all the rest. So we created different themes. We have a couple booths that we call the Elegant booth, which could be different color curtains, and it just has this elegance about it and really nice props that go along with it. We also have a vintage booth, which we have all these really cool vintage props. My favorite booth, I'm going to tell you right now, the most incredible pictures have come from this booth, and it's because how people use the props too. People get very inventive with these props, and it's just so much fun. Of course, we have others. We have the nautical booth, so you want to get that beachy feel, or say someone in the out of the two of you is from the Navy. That could really work out really nice. Yes. We also have mirror booths. So if you want to have that, that feeling, hey, I'm looking at myself in a mirror and there's a picture. It's like a selfie thing. That's awesome too. Anything you want, just check it out. We could do it for you.
Okay. So give us a quick tip then on how you should search for a photo booth. What should you look for?
One is just finding one that's going to fit the feel you're trying to create for your wedding. Making sure real cameras are being used in your photo booth.
And it's not just a iPhone camera.
iPhone camera or an internet camera. So
would it be okay to ask how many megapixels the camera is, or that's not important?
You should, in fact, because some cameras that somebody's booth, I got a real camera. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of those cameras you bought at Best Buy. They're not really the quality.
Right.
Where we use professional.
Okay.
Photographer type cameras.
Okay. So there you have it. That's one of the reasons why you should always go with a professional MC DJ. With Sal's company, you have the addition of having the photo booth and event lighting, and also the wedding officiant, plus wedding photography and wedding videography. All those are great additions when you're looking for a professional DJ for your wedding reception to make it stress-free and fun.
The Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam.
So there you have it. We just shared with you exactly what a pro DJ should do and the exact questions to ask before hiring one. If you haven't started the process of choosing a DJ, then you'll know what you can do and what actions to take immediately.
Now, as you spend the next week planning your wedding, if you want me, Sam, or our community of stress-free engaged couples and wedding experts to answer any wedding-related questions, join us over in the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Facebook group. Once you're in, go ahead and share your concerns and worries, and we'll let you know if you're going down the right track or if there's something else you should be working on. The link to join us is in the show notes, or go to Facebook and search for the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Community.
The Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast is produced and copyrighted by Atmosphere Productions in association with After Hours Events of New England.